The front of the BMW is already reassembled. The next step is to put the brake calipers on the bike, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you my process of rebuilding them to make them go from looking like this to this. The next step is to get the piston out. What I'm going to try is to force it out with compressed air through this hole. And in order for it to not shoot through the whole workshop, it makes sense to grab a little bit of wood, put that in here. Let's try to get it a little further. So a little slimmer piece of wood. I then used the die grinder to clean up the surface to make it as smooth as possible. And I'm happy that I took my time with that because I just got the calipers back from Cerakoting and they look absolutely amazing. But you can definitely see that Cerakote hides a lot less of the surface imperfections than powder coat does, for example. Fortunately, those little imperfections are only in areas that are not very visible. So now we can go ahead and put everything back together. For that, I ordered new pistons and new seals for each of the calipers. We're going to start by putting some brake fluid on the inside of the groove right here where the square O-ring sits. And then we can install the O-ring, which I have soaked in brake fluid for a few minutes. And that goes right in there. Okay, make sure that that is nicely in place. Now we can use the silicone oil that was in the rebuild kit. Put that on the inside of the O-ring and the inside of the caliper. And that will help the piston to slide in there more easily. Now we can also put a little bit of the silicone oil on the outside of the piston. And then we can push the piston back into the caliper. And it's a very tight fit, so you have to line it up properly before it can slide in there. There we go. That's the new piston installed. Now the next thing that goes in is the dust seal. And that just simply slides over the piston. I'm fighting so hard to get this last tiny bit in. It's just like sticking out 2 millimeters on this side, but it's very hard with the fingers. There we go. That worked. Now we have it this far. Now we can install the bleeder screw and then the brake pads. For the brake pads and the brake discs as well, I'm actually going to continue using the ones that were on the bike because they are still in fantastic condition. On the brake disc, you can't feel any edge, and the brake pads actually have 4 millimeters of material left, and you're supposed to change them when they reach 1.5 millimeters, so they can still be ridden for quite a while. So let's put that back into the calipers. All right, the brake pad with the O-ring gets a little bit smear of this hydraulic brake paste on the pin and the O-ring, and also on the area where it's contacting the caliper. And that's the brake calipers back on the bike. I really like how they turned out. And if you want to now see how you can refill the whole brake system with new brake fluid, then I'm gonna link you the video right here. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.